This weekend, isn't he, Bradley?
He certainly is. He is out there. I think he had a few issues with that bike yesterday, but he is out there on the circuit.
Excellent stuff. So we're back round from the warm-up lap. Waiting for the all clear at the back, which we now have. We're going to have some red lights out the front, which we now have. They've just got out quite rapidly, and away we go then. Who's going to get the jump? It certainly isn't Morgan Creasy. He's been swallowed up very rapidly indeed. I think it's going to be Harrison Crosby who leads the way. Morgan's down to about 5th place, something like that, as the exit ball bends, maybe 4th place. But he's on an old machine, so he's got some big power around him, hasn't he, Bradley?
Yeah, certainly has. I think that could well be the ultra machine there for Morgan Creasy.
Yeah.
It's the K8. So he's there in 4th position on a fluorescent yellow bike. Looks like somebody went a little bit wide on the exit of Cascades and just lost 2 or 3 positions on the run towards Island Bend. Of course, this will be not a 5-lap race, will it, kid? This is a 9-lap race.
Yeah, these guys have 3 9-lap races, I think, over the weekend. Not sure what the plan is for tomorrow, but yeah, you're right. This is a 9-lap race. So they're doing serious track time, and these big machines do eat their way through. Now, we are under wet race conditions, strictly speaking, as well. So if it does start raining, it's unfortunately it's a run what you've run kind of thing. Now, nobody will be out there on wet weather tyres, and that will be reflected in the lap times. Now, you mentioned you weren't expecting to see the lap time from Josh Owens from this last year, and I know that's got a typo in it, but I'll change that later. 36.779. That's top position for the 148.0. That shows you where we are there on the end bike back to here, Bradley.
You're absolutely right. It was Harrison Crosby. It still is Harrison Crosby who leads the way. And he has quite an advantage, in fact, over 2nd position, but unfortunately the will come through now. There goes number 23 machine, and full back around the outer field. Again, that's another Thunderbolt Ultra machine that's out there in the MRI Powerbikes. That is a Yamaha R1 for the 888 of full back, bringing up the rear of the field. But 2nd position, Keith, was number 6, Brendan Mallender, the man from Rotherham, on that 5-blade. He was down in 2nd position, but it was Harrison Crosby leading as they came past me.
Yeah, Brendan Mallender, the former champion, I think, at Thundersport.
Yeah, that's right, he was, yep.
Very rapid rider indeed, and I recognise those orange leathers of his, watching him come across the line. And yes, a few chops and changes throughout the field. Poor old Morgan Creasy, a bit of a loser on the opening lap there. As you'd expect, to be fair to Morgan, but still holds a respectable 7th place overall after losing 6 places. George Halliday moves up 10. Tommy Jones, that's impressive. Tommy Jones has moved up 9 places from his qualifying. Is that Tommy going back? Sorry, we've got 2 Joneses in there, so I'll give you Jones mixed up maybe.
Which number Jones?
The 15 Jones. That's Tommy. That is Tommy, okay, because the number 149 Jones has gone back.
That's Stephen
Jones, okay, there we go. A bit of a change of fortune for the Joneses out there. Morris makes up 5 places on the opening lap for him. But the headline is Crosby, Mallender, Hopper, Mercer, Perry, Thompson, Creasy, Hunt, Wilkinson, and Jones.
There goes Harrison Crosby, ahead of Brendan Mallender, who's just coming into some pressure now from that number 37 machine of Brad Mercer. 42 up next as well. Jonathan Perry up there in 5th position, I believe it was, but just after him between Morgan Creasy and Ramon Hodge. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders in the midfield team, headed at the moment by Morgan Creasy on line number 530, but that's like 7th or 8th position there, Keith. Martin Morris is through. There goes number 36 machine as well. 66 on that green and black Kawasaki. That is Stephen Harvey, the man from Rockford. But I suspect Harrison Crosby is back with you.
He's back with me. He's past me. He's 2 seconds ahead of Brendan Mallender. He's absolutely flying. 140.398 on the opening lap. So that gives you an idea of where we're at as far as pace goes. A bit like the previous race, the ultimate pace is not there, but they're still going very rapidly indeed, especially compared with the morning qualifying time. Mercer goes past on Hop on that particular lap. Everybody else stays where they are until we get to 9th place where Tommy Jones has gone past on Wilkinson. There, that is the 122 machine of Tim Wilkinson, the Holton based rider. Let's see, Wood goes back behind Bex while he gets past the retro. Go on, mate.
Before you keep, number 122, Ted Wilkinson, is listed as riding an RS660 Aprilia, so that will be a twin. That's a super twin that he's on.
I find that rather difficult to believe.
He was looking very quick in the super twin qualifying earlier, but I'll try and pick him up when they come through his chicane, because that's where we find Harrison Crosby at the moment.
You'll be able to hear it. I think he's in 10th place at the moment, mate.
Right, that's first. Brendan Mallender is 2nd. Then it is Mercer in 3rd, ahead of Hopper in 4th.
Yep.
to Terry. It's a lonely bit actually there for Jonathan. Yeah, sixth position just coming through now. That is the number 241 of Thompson. 7, 8, 9. Here we go. Sounds like it could be.
I'm going to say, you know what? That different note very clearly audible through your thing there. You know what? That could well be a super twin. I'll tell you what, that could be a serious contender for the super twin lap record. Wow, that's impressive stuff. 139.74. Aaron Morris 149.
Stephen Jones just had to stand it on its nose. That's BMW on its nose as it went through Knickerbrook. Looks like the truck went over the inside, but the door was slammed shut. But he's on his way now, just losing a position or two did Stephen Jones, but he's well on his way now.
Well, Tommy Jones is doing extremely well. He's moved up another 2 places to be 7th overall, second of the Clubmans. Let's have a look. Hopper is the leading Clubman, doing a 1:41.485. Decent lap time for him. Jones behind him though in the 45, so nowhere near him actually. So Hopper, very impressive. Don't know the name at all. I don't know if he's just here to play for the day. He's going to do the championship. You've got to think he'd be a serious contender. Only one in 39 so far is, or sub 140 I should say, is Crosby. 39.724 for him. Go back a bit further, we can see George Halliday making up 2 places there ahead of Creasy and Wilkinson. Morgan dropping down to 7th place in club, but of course we do have people not scoring points, so I'm not going to read too much into that until we get to the podium tonight and start handing out some medals. Wilkinson, Betts, Wood and Red stay where they are in 2nd and 3rd of the retro class. Hunt leads the way in remote, Hunt leads the way in the retro class. Queen Scale a long way back in 4th in that particular class. Martin Morris making up another 3 places there, as well as Stuart Halliday making up a single place. Mike, back with you, mate.
Certainly are, and Scott Halliday and Tommy Jones are having a good fight as well. It looks as though Brad Mercer found his way through on Brendan Maunder. Maunder tried to retaliate on the run up the hill to Play Hill, but couldn't find his way through. But a good fight for 2nd position between Brad Mercer and the number 6 machine of Brendan Maunder.
The leaders come through, mate. We've got a good scrap here. I think that was Maunder on Mercer going into Old Wolfman then. I'll let you pick them up. They came across the line. Maybe it was Hopper or Maunder. Actually, it's a little bit of a similar colour thing going on there. But certainly Crosby still leads 8.5 seconds ahead of anybody else. 39.845 last time, so very fast and very consistent indeed. Jones actually goes back a place this time as George Halliday goes past him and Ramon Hunt on that particular lap.
That's Scott Halliday.
Sorry, Scott Halliday, sorry. Getting Halliday mixed up as well. So Scott is doing a brilliant job there moving his way through the field because he started a long way down. Of course, he's the leader in the championship as well, Scott. Apologies to Scott Fred for a bit mixing him up there. The Georges and the Scots mixed up. So yeah, George Halliday down there in 16th place on the number 44 machine.
Harrison Croft is on his way up towards Clay Hill now under the bridge. Next is Brad Mercer, and it is Jake Hopper now ahead of Brendan Maunder. So absolutely, as you called it, Keith, down from Orville Corner and Cascades, it was Jake Hopper ahead now of Brendan Maunder. 5th position for the 42 of Jonathan Perry on his way towards under the bridge and Waterworks now. There is Austin ahead of Scott Halliday. Scott Halliday holds the distance between himself and Tommy Jones, the reigning Rocky 1000 champion. Ramon Hunt has been reeled in here by the number 530 of Morgan Creasy, and 122 Ted Wilkinson is right there behind Creasy as well. So that could well be a 3-way fight that we're looking for. Mark Edds ahead of Clinton Wood, and Matt Wren as well on that number 635 lane. So we're only a little bit, always a good battle.
Certainly seems to be this for sure. Harrison Crosby, who's streaking in. That battle between versus Hopper and Maunder has come across the line with Hopper going past on Maunder that particular time. George Halliday and Scott Halliday, no relationship despite the same surname. But they're both very rapid riders indeed. Scott Halliday definitely proving his worth because he started a long way down the field today as well. We mentioned that earlier. He started down in 22nd place and has punched his way all the way up, at the moment at least, into 7th place. He's actually been working with Tommy Jones this weekend as well, trying to help Tommy bring him on a little bit, help him with his personal fitness, because that's what Scott does with his real life, his personal trainer. Working with Tommy, trying to get him off the Red Bull, get him onto the electrolyte drinks. Certainly seems to be paying something. Remote Hunt continues to lead the way in the retro scene ahead of Creasy there as well by about 3/10 of a second. So Morgan not having as good a run in this particular race as he did in the Ultras, but he will be on his Ultra machine, as you say, Bradley. And to be fair, I think in overall terms he might even be on the podium. It's a little bit hard to know who's claiming points and prizes here, isn't it?
Yeah, you mentioned Jake Hopper. I think he's racing in Super Top Thousands this year at British.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, so he won't be eligible. I doubt that he doesn't want to take any prizes. I hope he's not taking prizes and actually told the people at the office so we don't have the embarrassing thing where there's people's names getting called and then nobody shows up.
So Morgan Creasy is through on Remote Hunt, actually, Keith, as it came past me and off towards Waterworks.
Now, I know we're missing, where are we? Joe Yidslek, Galaxy, he's had to go home early.
Nathan Harrison as well.
Nathan Harrison is another noticeable absentee as well. And looks like, let's see who else is from the island in this big race. I think we'll have more of the 600 race as well. So unfortunately the storm means that the ferries are going to be cancelled basically. So those that get back to the Isle of Man are having to get ferry today rather than hang around and get a signature, which is very annoying for them and for us, because we'd like to see the likes of Nathan Harrison going around the course. So we're now 6 laps into this 9-lap race. Crosby ahead of Hopper, who passes Bertha for 3rd place there. Then it's Malander, Perry. Halliday moves up another place. He's now 5th overall. We've got at least one Kloppen ahead of him, that's Hopper. We know Crosby and Mercer are not scoring points. So I think it could be Malander ahead of Halliday, maybe. I don't know if Brendan's scoring points or prizes, but I do associate him with being a club racer, a very rapid club racer, so I'm not totally sure there. Anyway, he's ahead of Thompson, then it's Jones, the club and Tommy. Morgan Creasy moves past the Remote Hunt there to move into 9th place. Remote now in 10th. Then it's Morganson, Red, Wood, Halliday, Hughes, Fowler, as Crosby completes lap 7 of these 9 laps.
Ted Wilkinson is through on Remote Hunt now, so he's split the 2 retro thousands. There's Ted Wilkinson, so Morgan's in front of him, Remote is behind him. And they've got plenty of clear track between themselves, and then it's Matt Wren, Mark Betts and Clinton Wood in close company.
All going to score points, of course. Obviously, point prizes. End up at the end of the year's dinner at the National Motorcycle Museum in November. Magnificent occasion that Bebsy do so well.
Well, just a quick one, Keith. I just saw George Halliday go past. Looks like he's on a GSXR 750.
Yeah.
But of course, it will be eligible for the Powerbikes here, so it could well be track time for the TT for him, as you said.
Absolutely, well, he is from the Isle of Man. George does live on the Isle of Man, so yeah, it's just preparation. It's getting signatures. Everybody needs to get a signature. I think if we'd had the sidecars here this weekend, we would have seen a whole plethora of them from the Isle of Man. It'll be a big sidecar event at the next round, and Donington will tell you more about that when it all gets confirmed, as Harrison Crosby trips the timing beam over the back there, does nothing special, but he's fast in 6-1 and 2 overall anyway, so he doesn't need to worry going on a bit slower. Now it goes about a second slower than his absolute best actually. The 39.724 looks to be the ultimate pace today, so I don't think even Harrison's going to find any more time to make his way to the line to collect the last lap flag there. It's still tucked in tight. Over the line he comes then, yeah, it's a 40.660 for him this time. Next up is going to be a three-way battle then between Hopper, Mercer and Malander. Yep, still going on. And I think there's a change there now. Was there a change at all? Oh, go on, mate.
I've seen Morgan Creasy and Ted Wilkinson going past me now, and I'm looking for Ramon Hunt, but I haven't seen Ramon Hunt come past me, Keith.
Okay, just heard some chatter on the radio. I just assumed it was to do with who's getting the last lap flag, so wait and see.
Yeah, there goes Matt Wren, head of Mark Betts and Clinton Wood. Through goes George Halliday, and then it's the number 4 bike of Jack Hughes up next. But Martin Morris is through now, but no Ramon Hunt, Keith.
Okay, let's go listen to the radio, mate. You keep calling there, I'll see if I can pick up anything.
That's Martin Morris, number 32, just making his way up High Hill now. A good three-way developing behind him. There is the number 16. Up next, 16, that is Ryan Broberler from Wimbledon, who was a strong competitor in the Rookie Thousands class last year. And there, Harrison LB, and just spoke on the power so early on the way out of Knickerbrook. Next up is the battle for second place. It is the 89 ahead of 37. That will be Jake Hopper ahead of Brad Mercer. Brendan Maunder in fourth place now, just lost touch with the two guys in front. The Jonathan Perry trying to find his way through on Kevin Clinkscales, and Kevin, new change of colour for this season.
Fair enough. Okay, I didn't get anything with the radio there, unfortunately, so I can't confirm where it is lost the most. Unfortunately, you're right, he is tumbling down the order a bit like Scott Mills' credibility. So that's the last we see of Ramon in this particular race. It's a great shame for the man who's doing so well in the rest. In fact, I'll tell you what, here's a headline for you, mate. If he can stay where he is, Matt Fred is in a position to win his first ever race, I think. I'm sure he hasn't run anything before, and obviously, because there's not very many of them in the class, it won't be a gold medal being awarded tonight's presentation. So I think it could be Matt Wren.
I've got Matt Wren here, and he's Clinton Wood up the inside.
Oh,
The chicane here, but Matt Wren, can he retaliate? They've got the slow rider in front of them. Clinton Wood trying not to get held up. Hey, George Halliday and Mark Metz in the mix there as well. But, just squeezing up the inside of Clay Hill was Clinton Wood. But it's going to be a tall order there for Matt Wren.
well, let's see if he can punch him back. Obviously, you've got the great overtaking position into Lodge there, so he will have one more charge, and hopefully the Harrison Crosby has come across the line to take the win very comfortably there. Ahead of Hopper, Mercer, Mallender, Perry, Thompson, Halliday, Jones, Wilkinson, and then Creasy's dropped down the order there. So I'm looking to see Morgan. Yeah, here comes Morgan. I think he's maybe running to the bombs in there. Here we go, that battle.
Yellow flag, sorry, keep yellow flag. I can see it on the run up Clay Hill towards Druids.
Okay, and guess what? I'm seeing that George Halliday coming across the line. Unfortunately, now there goes Clinton over the line to take the retro win. Unfortunately, the name Matt Wren is dropping down my order board as Hughes, Morris, Fowler, Jones, Jim Haglia come across the line to finish their race. There goes Bull over the line ahead of Williams as well. So that's your top 20 over the line, and unfortunately I think Matt Wren's not made it to the finish, mate.